This evening, Georgetown's mayor apologized for accusing President Ali of turning Guyana into a Muslim state. Tourism stakeholder consultation held to discuss safety following multiple reports of tourist demise during tour trips. 600 low, moderate, and middle-income residents to receive house lots. In the region, Peru judge denies ex-President Castillo's bid to end detention. And internationally, important day, US celebrates fusion energy breakthrough. Welcome to another broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The mayor of Georgetown, Ryan, has issued a public apology for remarks he made that President Mohammed Irfan Ali appears to be turning Guyana into a Muslim state. The mayor made the comment while protesting on behalf of vendors who were being removed from illegally vending in the vicinity of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. In his statement, Mayor Ryan stated he witnessed the heavy hand of the state at work, denying poor people the opportunity to provide for their families. He noted that it broke his heart that the vulnerable, hard-working vendors were cast aside in this season of joy, hope, and renewal. The statement went on to say that as he witnessed this, he unfortunately made a statement that members of the Christian, Muslim, Hindu, and religious bodies found offensive, and he unreservedly apologized. The mayor ended by saying he was saddened and overcome with emotions at that time. The mayor's comment stemmed protests by persons outside of his office yesterday. On Tuesday, a final notice was given to vendors to remove all erected makeshift stalls used for vending between Thomas and East Street. According to the previous notice, these vendors have been hindering the smooth traffic flow in the vicinity of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, the main public health institution in the country. However, the vendors are asking that the Minister of Public Works and the President meet with them to discuss a way forward to ply their daily trade. The mayor said that while his statement was dealt with promptly, the matter of the vendors is still unresolved.
I'm not against moving vendors, but let us do it in an ordinary way, the proper way. I'm elected to serve them,
yes,
and I have to represent them.
yes.
He noted that he had repeatedly expressed concerns about the government bypassing the city council and carrying out various initiatives and actions in the city without consultations.
I said many times, I'm willing to work with any government, including this government, to deal with matters of the city of Georgetown. I believe that national government and local government, which is municipality, we have to work together. I spend a lot of letters. I try to reach out. I'm ready to work. I make mention since 2020. I'm ready to work with any government.
The Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, in collaboration with the Guyana Tourism Authority on Tuesday, hosted a tourism stakeholder consultation at the Arthur Chung Convention Center at Liliendal. The consultation was held in light of recent events surrounding non-compliance with safety procedures established by the Maritime Administration Department, which is the body governing the rules and regulations of Guyana's water travel operators. The consultation aimed to solicit feedbacks from tourism stakeholders about existing safety measures in the tourism industry. Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Kumral Bash, explained that the workshop is important in tackling risk management and safety.
I know that risk is inherent in the activities within the tourism industry, and whilst we acknowledge that there is risks and that risk is natural, we need to ensure that the appropriate and adequate systems, procedures are in place to mitigate and to address those risks.
This consultation follows concerns after two tourists lost their lives, one at the Oranduke Fall and another in the Essequibo River. Meanwhile, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Juan H. Waldron, touched on the importance of tourism to Guyana's economy and the country's development. However, she pointed out that tourism cannot benefit the country if it is not conducted safely.
No tourist will come when a tourist visit there feels that their security and safety is threatened, that it threatens the destination itself. They don't want to come, they would not want to come to experience destination Guyana if there are many instances and or a perception of it being unsafe.
Stakeholders who attended the consultation and operated within Guyana's tourism industry offered suggestions and made inquiries about safety measures in the various subsectors. These included monitoring remote tourism operators, training and educational workshops for water taxi operators, and stricter penalties for persons violating the law, among others. Stick around after the break. 600 low, moderate, and middle-income residents to receive house lots, and the Guyana Police Force is investigating the tragic death of a logger amid 3 felling activities at Kupang Dam.
Last year, we couldn't celebrate Christmas as we wanted to, so for this year, we had everything planned. 100,000 watts of lights, 10 feet tall tree, the best table ever, custom t-shirts, live shows, DJ. And we also had Uncle Mario, who forgot the KFC buckets in the car with the keys inside.
Step back!
This Christmas is to be enjoyed no matter what. Let's savor this Christmas.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December, and you could win one Amazon Echo Show every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon Echo Show every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Give your home or office some shine. Fortune Investment Company. We provide reliable commercial and residential professional cleaning services in Guyana. We clean homes and commercial offices. Other services offered are floor care and tile polishing, interior auto detailing services, power washing, weeding and cleaning, and carpet, couch, and mattress cleaning. We are committed to keeping your homes and offices squeaky clean. Call us now at 592-689-7558 or 592-639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jackson North Rumville, Georgetown, Guyana. Fortune Investment Company. When we say clean, we mean spotless.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. As the Ministry of Housing and Water, Central Housing and Planning Authority, wraps up its Dream Realized Housing Drive for 2022, 600 low, moderate, and middle-income residents of the east coast of the Marara Region 4 received house lots in Block D Plantation The N-Grid, addressing the allottees at the housing drive held at the Georgetown Convention Center on Tuesday, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell stated that this final exercise will push the ministry over its 10,000 goal for the year and push overall allocations from August 2020 to December 2022 to more than 20,000. Nearly 5,000 persons from the east coast of Demerara benefited from the total allocations. The minister said on the east coast of Demerara, some $10 billion has been invested in the first phase of infrastructure. He also underscored that in 2022 and 2023, some $13 billion would be invested in Region 4 water sector to provide a reliable supply of treated water to benefit the over 300,000 citizens. Meanwhile, the chief executive officer stated that the lands allocated at Plantation, D and Grid would be outfitted with the necessary infrastructure for sustainable housing development. The CEO outlined that the area will house close to 1,000 residential lots, inclusive of places of worship, schools, and commercial and industrial lots for businesses. The area is less than 9 miles from the capital city and will also have basic utilities such as electricity and water as part of the works. The scheme would have transportation access since it will connect to an incoming road linked from the Aubrey Barker Road, Georgetown, to Enmore, Fowlis. One miner is now dead and his brother is hospitalized with severe injuries after a tree fell on them while in a mining pit at Kupang Back Dam, Cayuni River, Region 7 on Monday, December 12th. The dead man has been identified as 26-year-old Ravin Moses of Charity Essequibo Coast. His brother, Shane Moses, is a patient at the Saudi hospital with multiple injuries. According to the police, the incident occurred around 10:45 a.m. while the brothers and their co-workers were working on an 8-inch land dredge. The dredge owner told police that one of his employees was clearing the land with an excavator close to the mining pit when the accident occurred. Reports said that the employee operating the excavator was attempting to fell a tree away from the mining pit when the machine suddenly cut off. As a result, the tree fell in the mining pit where Ravin and his brother were among other co-workers working. The brothers subsequently got pinned underneath the tree. Their co-workers rushed to their aid, pulling them out from under the tree, but Ravin had already died. His severely injured brother was rushed to the Saudi Public Hospital where he was admitted and is currently receiving treatment. Don't go away after the break. Important day. US celebrates fusion energy breakthrough and the US charges FTX's bankman fried with fraud, bail denied in Bahamas.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our stores, you're welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. However, Maison Francois is more than just chocolate. We serve lunch, dinner, afternoon tea, and even Sunday morning mimosa brunch. Our convenient location at 133 Thomas Street, Kitty, makes it the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. Treat yourself with the taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown. Only at Maison Francois.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December, and you could win one Amazon Echo Show every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win 1 Amazon Echo Show every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Peru's defense minister has declared a state of emergency on highways and called in the military to protect key infrastructure. The move aims to stop blockage set up by protesters angry about the removal of the former president. Al Jazeera's Mariana Sanchez reports.
Violent protests continue in the streets of Peru with more deaths and injuries. In Andahuaylas, an explosive went off, wounding at least 15 police officers. In Lima, 5,000 police have been deployed to contain the protests. Police say they've been authorized to use rubber pellets. Peru's defense minister says the armed forces will take control of key infrastructure like airports, highways, hydroelectric plants in light of protests. 8 southern regions are now in a state of emergency. President Dina Boluarte pleaded with demonstrators to stop the violence.
I call on you to ask the social bases to calm down the violence. We, Peruvians, don't deserve these deaths, this situation of chaos. Peruvians do not deserve it.
Boluarte has formed a crisis committee that defense and interior ministers have been tasked to hold talks with demonstrators. But many protesters say they won't stop demonstrating until former President Pedro Castillo is freed.
We want freedom for President Castillo, not Mrs. Boluarte. She has stolen the presidency.
For now, Castillo will remain under arrest. A judge denied his appeal to be freed.
The support for Pedro Castillo has gone beyond Peru's borders. The left-wing presidents of Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, and Bolivia have said that he is a victim of harassment and he was legitimately elected.
The Foreign Ministry has responded, saying Castillo was ousted for attempting to dissolve Congress illegally. These protesters want Castillo freed and are calling for general elections now. President Boluarte has committed to bring them forward to 2024. But for now, she's pleading for calm. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Lima, Peru.
Scientists in the US have announced an extraordinary breakthrough in the quest to harness the energy that powers the sun and stars. For years, researchers have been trying to find ways to make nuclear fusion commercially viable. Advocates say if the technology is perfected, it would provide limitless clean energy. Al Jazeera's Heidi Zu-Castro reports.
On December 5th, 2022, at 1:03 a.m., humans for the first time created a star. It was a tiny one, contained within a cylinder smaller than a water bottle and only burned for 100 trillionths of a second. But the achievement by scientists at the U.S. government-funded National Ignition Facility at the Livermore Laboratory in California was indeed astronomical.
It's the first time it has ever been done in a laboratory, anywhere in the world. Simply put, this is one of the most impressive scientific feats of the 21st century.
Technically, what the scientists did was achieve nuclear fusion ignition. They trained 192 of the world's biggest and most powerful lasers, housed within a complex the size of 2 football fields, at a pebble-sized capsule of hydrogen fuel.
The fusion fuel stayed hot enough, dense enough, and round enough for long enough that it ignited, and it produced more energies than the lasers had deposited.
This blip of a star made only enough energy to light up a 60-watt light bulb for about 7 hours. The scientists say this was proof of what's possible. About 1 century ago is when humans figured out fusion is what powers the sun. Then about 60 years ago, a group of very ambitious scientists said, hey, let's try to replicate that fusion within a lab. Well, after many fits and starts, they were finally successful. And now the next ambitious goal, endorsed by the U.S. Department of Energy, is to scale up from that one successful experiment into a technology that could power electric plants.
There are very significant hurdles, not just in the science, but in technology. This is one igniting capsule, one time. And to realize commercial fusion energy, you have to do many things. You have to be able to produce many, many fusion ignition events per minute. And you have to have a robust system of drivers to enable that.
It will take several decades to advance the laser technology to that level. But elsewhere, including in Massachusetts and the UK, separate efforts using magnetic fields to achieve nuclear ignition are closer to commercial development. President Biden wants to see that happen within 10 years.
Without a doubt, it will be a monumental undertaking. However, the potential benefits are enormous. Clean, carbon-free, abundant, reliable energy capable of meeting the world's energy demands.
More immediately, the fusion development will help the U.S. maintain its nuclear weapons without testing explosions, according to government scientists. The implications are many and cause for both concern and hope in what scientists call a potential milestone for humanity. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, Washington.
A court in the Bahamas has denied bail to the former FTX chief executive officer Sam Bankman-Fried. Bankman-Fried was arrested on Monday in the Bahamas and faced several fraud charges in the United States, including using companies' funds as his personal piggy bank. Al Jazeera's Gabriel Alonso reports.
He was the face of cryptocurrency. Sam Bankman-Fried, a 30-year-old rising business star who became so famous he was known simply as SBF. Fueling his stardom was FTX, the wealthy crypto trading firm he founded. But last month, that firm came crashing down. And on Tuesday, a federal court in New York charged Bankman-Fried with 8 counts, including fraud and money laundering. Hours after, more charges were filed from the Securities and Exchange Commission.
He preyed on his customers, the victims of this case, abusing the trust placed not only in his company, but in himself as the lead of that company.
On Monday, he was arrested in the Bahamas where he'd been living. He is expected to be extradited to the U.S. Just weeks earlier, FTX filed for bankruptcy, with millions of his customers unable to access their money.
FTX was a place where millions of people invested in cryptocurrency, from Bitcoin to Ethereum to its own coin called FTT. At its peak just last year, FTX was worth more than $32 billion, making it the world's 3rd largest crypto exchange. But Bankman-Fried also owned another company, Alameda Research, a trading hedge fund. It's alleged that he secretly funneled money from FTX to help prop up Alameda and also support his lavish lifestyle.
Even in the notoriously volatile cryptocurrency industry, experts say FTX's fall is remarkable.
One is the sheer size of it, that we're talking about potentially upwards of $10 billion worth of client assets that were lost. Next is the brand and reputation of FTX, because this is a company that had really gone out of its way to make an impression among mainstream audiences with things like celebrity endorsements and stadium naming rights.
Those celebrity endorsements even included an advertisement during the Super Bowl. It featured the actor-comedian Larry David.
I don't think so.
Turns out he was right to be skeptical. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, New York.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here is your 3-day weather forecast. is all for this edition of Channel 2's Headline News Updates. Tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.